Welcome, this is Nathan and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Alternative Futures World Season 2 Part 6? Wow, we are really going with this series, aren't we? We are going quick. Well, for me recording it's going quickly, but for you guys it's probably taking ages for these videos to come out. Anyway, in the last video we saw Germany try to solo the Mediterranean Order. Didn't end up as well as they thought, as the Soviet Union joined that war. And, well, the Mediterranean Order took a big hit with losing Ukraine and Romania, basically. Germany got land from it, but in all reality, it wasn't worth it because Soviet Union took out a bunch of their land. And we can see that the Axis is getting weaker and weaker every war they face. It's like almost the Mandela effect. The Allies got weak, like they lost everything. All they have left now is really just the crumbs of it. Well, this is kind of happened with Germany and the Axis. It crumbled. They lost a lot of people, and now it's really just not looking good. It's tiny. It's the smallest alliance here with like the amount of countries in it. All the countries in it is Germany, their puppets, Spain, their puppet in Morocco, and Nicaragua. That's it. The Pacific League and the Mediterranean Order, I think Saudi Arabia, I don't remember. But yeah, the Soviet Union wants all of its old land back, which would include Finland. Because Finland took some land. One issue, Finland is a hell for the Soviet Union to invade. They also need the Caucasus back and a little bit of their land from Iran and Turkey, but I don't think the Soviet Union wants to fight the entire Mediterranean Order. They took advantage of Germany because they were invading the Mediterranean Order, so the Mediterranean Order was weak. Japan faced this colonies, I think in part 4. They're still kind of crumbling a little bit from that. They're fine, not really. But anyway, today we are going to take a look at probably a big change of thing in the series, which might even lead up to the next World War. Africa is neutral for the most part. Other than like the countries of Egypt being in an alliance, Chad, Madagascar, and this abomination being part of France, and then the rest of the countries not in an alliance being part of the Axis. It's interesting for the most part. It's almost fully independent, and that would be massive. Africa getting all of its independence before the 2000s would be absolutely massive. But the issue is, some of these countries have good grip over their areas. We're not going to talk about the Axis because we already know what they would do. Chad, this abomination of Cameroon, Gabon, Republic Congo is not going anywhere. Madagascar's not going anywhere. Italy has really good grasp of Ethiopia and Libya. Egypt's not leaving the Mediterranean Order anytime soon. Unless they get like a lead who wants to join another alliance, like maybe the Mediterranean Order. The only country left there that can join that alliance is North Yemen. Although they don't want to, and I can imagine in their coming up episodes they will probably be dead. But we have Chad, one of France's last colonies in Africa, asking for independence. France, for the most part, is going to allow this. But France doesn't really want to let go of many more colonies. France is good with colonies, they release them. They've done the same with every other colony. Chad will have to keep under the French rule, kind of similar to Canada and Australia. But now, with this, Germany's colony wants independence. The DRC is fine for their independence. They wanted to get independence from Belgium, but Belgium was, taken over by Germany, so that also kind of the puppet of them. Germany's not letting it go. It's even worse than the UK. The UK didn't really fight back, but this time Germany's not going to let them go at all. Rebellions are going to pop up, but they're going to do horrible things to them. I'm not even going to mention it because I don't want to get banned. But it's horrible there. It's disgusting. Morocco is not like anything like DRC. But Italy's trying to find Egypt staying in the alliance. But we have to talk about the Pacific League. It's the strongest alliance by far. What's it going to do with the surrounding countries? The Mediterranean Order wants to get hold of some countries over here. The Pacific League wants to do that as well. And Asia's probably the second most neutral. Well, actually, no, it's probably the sixth least neutral continent, right behind Europe. Because if you look over here, South America is completely neutral. But Japan wants to get hold of some of the countries over. Japan and the Soviet Union want to get hold of Tuva, and Mongolia. And maybe Xinjiang, although they might even join. The Mediterranean Order is going to try and going to get hold of Pakistan, as well as some of the ridiculous stuff going on over here. Japan definitely wants Myanmar and the Philippines, but issue with a bit of Philippines. USA. So, what's going to happen? Well, nothing so far. These countries really don't have anything to do. We do eventually see the Mediterranean Order actually successfully getting the Mediterranean Order person in Pakistan elected, and he joins the alliance, making this a pretty sizable one. Though it's not the Mediterranean Order anymore, because it's added two countries that are not even Mediterranean Order. Middle Eastern faction. The Middle Eastern faction has just added two countries that are not even part of the Middle East. Well, I guess Afghanistan, yeah, but Pakistan's not even part of the Middle East. Japan is going to come over here and look at some countries, but they're not going to do anything. But now let's take a look at our first war, which is surprising because there shouldn't really be any wars, it should be alliances. The Soviet Union is going to do what I said in the very beginning of this episode, and is going to go after Finland. Now, let's rethink. The Winter War never happened. Finland never got invaded by Russia. But it's different here. Finland is aligned with the Axis. The Axis can join this war if they want to. But they won't. That's because if this was Germany, Spain would definitely get involved. But Germany does not care here. All they care about is their alliance. And not even their alliance, honestly, they care about themselves and the world. So, Finland's going to be fine here. They're not even going to struggle, but, the help would be nice. So, it's going to go similar to the Winter War. Russian troops are going to enter into what used to be their land. And Finland, this is Russian land, so Finland's not going to be able to keep hold of this, really. But after Russia invades through, 1 million Finnish troops come down, knocking on their doorstep. Yep, it's just like the Winter War. After Finland completely kicks the Russians out, Soviets out, Russia's just thinking, really? So they're going to make a naval landing onto the Colonnine Peninsula, and this was a surprise invasion because Finland didn't think the navy was going to be even useful here. So these are reserves, so Finland's going to move troops back up to there to stop it. But Russia's going to come flooding back in. Soviet Union, for God's sake. Soviet Union's going to come flooding back in. And we eventually see, after a little bit, just a stalemate approaching. This happened with the Winter War. Russia pushed in, Soviet Union pushed in, Finland pushed back, Soviet Union pushed in, stalemate, peace treaty. So that's what's going to happen here. So, in the Patriot Treaty, Finland didn't even lose that much land. I mean, they lost land. Like, obviously, they lost, like, this chunk of land and this chunk of land. But just like Germany, they got lucky. This was already Russia's land. Soviet Union's land. Like, but Soviet Union could have kept going if they wanted and just taken all this and left Finland to rot. Not exactly, but I do want to mention something. Sweden had a perfect opportunity to join that war, but they didn't. For a reason. They didn't want to get involved with that. But now, Finland knowing that the Soviet Union's not afraid to invade them, they're going to join the Axis, officially ending their neutrality. At this point, there's only four neutral countries left in Europe. Portugal, Ireland, Sweden, and Iceland. Sweden is aligned with the Allies. Portugal is also aligned with the Allies, and same with Iceland. Ireland is neutral. Greenland's neutral, if you're wondering. They got independence after Denmark was invaded. So, what's going to happen? Well, Portugal... Actually, I've got to mention this. Portugal has colonies still. Portugal will join the Allies. Ending, well, not even their neutrality. They never had neutrality. Portugal, knowing that at some point Spain will invade them, they decided to put themselves in the Allies to keep themselves safe. I mean, there's no one's guaranteed they were going to get invaded by Spain if they didn't join the alliance soon enough. And this also brings up their colonies as Mozambique and Angola are also in Africa, so they will be joining this. If I can cut this in for the first off. Anyway, we're going to come back over here to Japan, as they... Oh, not Japan, sorry. These countries over here, let's talk about them. Bangladesh, Myanmar, whatever the four things here are. Tibet, Nepal, and Bhutan. Actually, Sri Lanka's still technically part of the UK, so there we go. This bomb half of India is extremely powerful. It's still pretty strong. Tibet is neutral. Nepal and Bhutan are neutral. But these guys are struggling. Everyone over here is struggling except for this guy. Bangladesh could be fine, but for example, these three right here, they're struggling. Tibet's struggling. Nepal and Bhutan are kind of fine. But we see a Himalayan Republic form up. As Nepal unites into Tibet, forming a Himalayan Republic. As well as Bhutan joining this eventually. Now, why is a Himalayan Republic being formed? Well, because a lot more countries are going to join it. The old remains of India are going to join this, as they are really hurt. They lost, like, everything. And finally, we have these two countries right here uniting into two to keep themselves stable. And this works for the most part, so, the issues over here were sorted. Which is good. Now, why did I mention that this was going to lead into the next big war? Well, as right now, not many wars have happened. It's because the world is in, like, a neutral phase. A lot of countries are uniting. They're joining alliances, which I guess there's not really many. But it's the build-up. It happened in the first series where everyone was just getting ready, uniting, well, actually, not really. Everyone was, like, just joining alliances, and then part 3 was the full-on, part 4 was the big war. And then the second part, it was more neutral. There was more unification, more joining alliances. But then we saw, obviously, Russia split into two, which led to the end of the series, obviously, with the world order taking over, and then China blowing everything up, blah, blah, blah. Basically, what's, like, going on right now is, that's happening right now. This is the same phase. There's neutrality, but there's a lot of unifications taking place. And the unifications have just now started to take place. We saw the Benin Togo monstrosity join the bigger monstrosity. We're also going to see all these guys over here uniting to want to keep their economy stable. And I just want to point out, the year right now is most likely 1970, 1960 something. So, we're near the 2000 mark, and no world wars happened. It's been quite quiet. But now, we're going to take a look at a lot of countries joining an alliance. All the countries over here, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Southern India, Central India, the Himalayan Republic, Xinjiang, Mongolia, and Tuva, they're all going to make choices of joining alliances. First off, the most obvious one, Xinjiang, they are going to join the Pacific League. That's not good. That connects up China through, that connects Japan and Russia, the Soviet Union, up through all of China. So, if Japan wanted, they could send supplies to the Soviet Union instead of having to go up through there. So, that's a massive one. Myanmar, they're not going to do anything. They just said they're going to do nothing. Bangladesh might be the same choice, but they're still deciding. Southern India is going to join the Allies, because they still kind of have the same Indian government. Central India is going to decide to unite with the Himalayan Republic, as they don't know what to do. So with Central India joining the Himalayan Republic, again, I said, they're pretty aligned with the Allies. So, the Himalayan Republic's going to join the Allies. Bangladesh, they're in the Allies. And for Myanmar and Mongolia and Tuva, they can't make a choice. So it's specifically to make them make a choice. The entire Pacific League declares war on Mongolia, Tuva, and Myanmar. This is not good for these countries. Nobody else cares, but they should actually, because this is quite serious. But the entire Pacific League, so the Soviet Union, Japan, and Xinjiang are all at war with these guys. Myanmar gets absolutely obliterated with just like hundreds of thousands of Japanese troops. They get wiped out within like a week. Yeah, I'm being serious. Tuva, well, they got wiped out in like 4 days. And Mongolia, they got wiped out within a few hours. Just kidding, they got wiped out within a few weeks. Because of that terrain. So let's take a look at how they're going to split up Mongolia, Tuva, and Myanmar. And just like that, well, they're all gone. Mongolia and Tuva are just dead. The entire Pacific League bordered Mongolia, so they were screwed. So, yeah, in the peace treaty, they just split up Mongolia, a very country. And then for Tuva and Myanmar, it's obvious what happened to them. So, Asia's picked a side other than North Yemen. Really? Oh, and Indonesia and Philippines. Anyway, back down to Africa for the finale of this episode. Madagascar's gonna get its independence. Yay. So Madagascar's now free, and this abomination's still under the French control, although don't know why they still have it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.